All right, let's begin. The decision by the federal government, as a development professional, what does this mean for us, for the students, for the country?
I think it's a wise decision in the light of our current realities, with respect to what we have done and what we haven't done in terms of preparing our schools for emergencies. One of the realities of a time like this is that the Nigerian educational system, particularly our school system, has not been very effective in having a program to prepare schools for emergency. And as you have seen, when we have emergencies like floods, like natural disasters, we typically struggle as a country to know how to deal with that. So this is what has shown with what has happened. I align with the decision of the federal government to say that schools should not open because the schools are not ready to receive students yet. And our schools should be safe zones for students to learn. As of today, there aren't, and there's no plan in place to make them safe for students to learn.
So, but in terms of perhaps what decision WIEC should take, the Minister of Education also said that the examination council cannot determine the resumption date of schools for Nigeria. And so, between an emergency situation and then looking on the students' part that they might have to lose an academic year rather than expose them to COVID-19, how does this impact the students and their development?
I mean, there are two. Studies have shown all over the world that when schools are shut, there are two immediate impacts. One, students are not learning because they are not in school. Two, the second obvious immediate impact is that students forget what they have learned. There's already established in literature what is called the summer slide, that when children go on holidays for a long period of time, they forget what they have learned. Those are the two immediate academic implications of closing down of schools. But with the benefits of technology, with the benefits of creativity and innovation, society is learning to respond to reduce those negative effects. So whether it's from the point of view of using alternative ways of learning for students while they're at home, or whether it's looking for ways to be able to provide support to parents and caregivers to be more effective in helping the children while they're at home. It's something that we need to do. But the question we need to ask ourselves is, what's the hurry around writing WAEC? I mean, are students resuming in school so that they can learn, or they are resuming in school so they can write exams? The big question we need to ask ourselves is that the risk is that our students are not learning. The risk is not that they are not writing exams. So if the goal was to get our students back to school so that they can learn, it's totally different from taking your children back to school to go and write exams. And who said, and I've argued this on many forums, Nigeria is the biggest contributor to WAEC in terms of number of students. Who said that WAEC cannot start to think about having the exams done offline or online, or doing an exam in such a way that students can write it from the comfort of their home? Who said that WAEC cannot recreate the way he writes his exam to make it safe for students? Because what has happened is that while everybody has decided to be innovative and respond to the issues around the COVID-19 pandemic, airlines have changed the way they do things. Media stations, even your stations, have changed some of the ways to do things. WAEC still wants to write exams the way it has always written exams. Why has the Nigerian government and all the other governments in the West African sub-region not put pressure on WAEC to also respond to the COVID-19 and design an exam that is safe and people can write perhaps from the comfort of their home, or in such a way that is designed to not expose children unnecessarily? I do not think that we should expose our children, our precious little ones, to the COVID environment just because they want to pass an exam. The more ridiculous part of it is that if a child passes this WAEC, the universities are shut. So the question is that if the goal is that take them back to school to write WAEC, and then what is the end point? WAEC is not the end. WAEC is the means. The end point is that those children should go to high institutions, but they are short. So what's the point rushing people to a corridor called WAEC, and then the end of the road, there's no door taking them anywhere? So I think it's just good for us. Our focus should be our children should be learning. Our focus should not be our children should write exam. And we can create systems, use technology, use innovation to make them learn as much as possible, even though they're at home.
We appreciate your time, Ms. Yomi Fawemi, Human Resources Management Development Professional. Thank you for your thoughts on this issue.